Renting out an inherited house. Hey guys, it's Brad from probateresource.com. We're a real estate solutions company and we specialize in the world of probate and inheritance properties. We can make you a cash offer on your property and buy it from you, or we've got a network of real estate agents that can help you get that property sold. And again, we specialize in probate and inheritance. So let's talk about renting out an inherited house. Sometimes we deal with estates where they decide that they want to rent the house out, or maybe the house is already rented out. Maybe they've inherited a rental property. And they're asking, should we continue to rent the house, or, should we go ahead and get the tenants out of the house and try to sell it that way? So if you are planning on selling the house in the traditional way with a real estate agent and going that way, my recommendation is to actually sell the house vacant. Do not sell the house with a tenant. And the reason I say that is because if your buyers that are going to buy this house are looking for this house to be their primary home that they're going to live in, they're not going to want to buy a house that has a tenant in it, because they don't want to wait for the tenant to move out of the house. B, their lender's probably not going to allow them to get a proper loan on this house. They would consider an investment property, which would mean they'd have to put a lot more money down on the property. It would mean they'd be in a whole different loan product, and it's not going to really work out for them. So I would highly recommend that if you are going to go the traditional way, that you should probably figure out a way to get that tenant out of there. Now, if the tenant is still in a lease agreement, if you have a written lease and their lease is not expired yet, you can ask the tenant to leave, but they don't have to leave if they're on a written lease. They have the right to stay out through the end of their term. Now, the tenant may say, sure, no problem. In fact, we're buying a property at the moment, and the tenants were like, hey, we actually were looking to buy a house and move out. So sure, yeah, our lease has 6 more months, but if you'll let us out of the lease, we'd be happy to leave, because we're moving to we'd like to move to another house and buy a house. So that actually worked out great for us. Now, if you are selling this house to an investor like us, we don't really care one way or another whether the property is tenant occupied. Now, there are some certain situations where there might be a long-term lease in place, and you've got a 2-year lease with this tenant and they're paying drastically under market rent, in which case we might think twice about buying that property, just because we kind of be stuck for the next 2 years for this tenant that's not paying market rent on the property. If you are selling to really any other investor, most of the time they don't really care, because as long as all the numbers work out, we can wait out until the tenant's gone. And usually I don't like to inherit tenants when I buy properties. I usually like to get my own tenants in properties, because I can screen them properly. They can go through my process. I know I have certain ways that I vet them, and I'd rather have my own tenant in than inheriting a tenant. Now, I have inherited many tenants in the past. Some of them worked out great. Some of them worked out terrible. It really depends. So if you have inherited a house and it's already tenant occupied, figure out which way you're going to plan on selling it, whether you're going to go the traditional route or you're going to sell it to an investor. Now, if you're thinking about renting out a house that you've inherited, you need to have a heart-to-heart with yourself and figure out if you want to be a landlord. Because I can tell you right now that if you get the wrong tenant, being a landlord is not easy. Now, if you get a good tenant, it's pretty simple and easy. It's great. It's a gravy train. But if you get a bad tenant, it's not easy. So you need to really figure out whether you want to be a landlord or not. And if you do, then maybe you should consider renting the house out. Now, also understand, just from a legal standpoint, you probably want to check with an attorney as far as where the rents can get paid, whether the rents can get paid back to the estate, or you should deed the property over to yourself, or maybe to an LLC or a trust, and then rent the property that way. But that's not really a question I can answer for you here. You need to really speak to an attorney about that. Thanks for checking out this video today. Again, I'm Brad from probateresource.com. We're a real estate solutions company specializing in the world of probate and inheritance properties. And I hope this video helped you out a little bit, and please check out our video library and check out all the other videos we have around the probate and inheritance topics. So if you have a property that you want to sell, you want an easy, fast cash offer from us, we'd be happy to make you an offer. Click on the link below. It'll take you to our website. You can fill out the form, or you can pick up the phone and call the number there on our website. A member of our team would be happy to discuss the property with you. Or if you want to go the traditional route and list the property with an agent, I actually have a fantastic hand-picked network of real estate agents that I work with all across the country that are specialists in probate and inheritance properties. We'd be happy to refer you to one of those agents that we work with on a regular basis. So thanks for checking out this video. Again, I'm Brad with probateresource.com. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.